Hey guys, Jonathan here, and today I want to take a walk down memory lane and take a look at every single version of the Riddler that LEGO has ever made. We've actually gotten a lot of versions starting in 2006 all the way up to present day, so let's go ahead and revisit every single one and break down the history of the LEGO Riddler. The first ever Riddler minifigure came out in 2006 with the original Arkham Asylum, and to be honest with you, I think this one might be my favorite of them all. Now we're going to get into some great ones and I'll explain why I love so many of these minifigures, but there's just something magical about this one that feels like it leapt off the pages of a classic Batman comic book. Of course, he's very basic with no back printing or head printing on the opposite side, but I just think that this really encapsulates classic Batman comics and to some extent a lot of different animated versions, elements, and things like that, and overall I just really love this particular outing for the Riddler. In a lot of ways, the Riddler minifig that came out with the 2012 rebirth, if you will, excuse my pun, of DC sets, is a very great update of that original one. I mean, when you look, we've got that purple and green color scheme, and it's got the purple belt, and I just think there's a lot of similarities in the design cues here, but of course the 2012 one is its own thing, giving us that great gray bowler cap with the question mark on it, and then question mark on the chest as well as the belt, and this time we actually do get some back printing, and they used this red crowbar for his question mark cane, which we'll see on some other Riddlers as things go on here, but overall I think that this was a nice updated redesign for the comeback of LEGO DC in 2012. 2 years later, we'd get an updated version of the Riddler, this time incorporating some dark green into his suit, and this one actually came out in 2014 with the Riddler Chase set, which was also the first set ever to include the Flash. As you can see, not a lot changed here. The head is slightly different with a different smile, but it does really lean into that bowler cap aesthetic, which you'll see most of the LEGO Riddlers actually have a bowler cap, this time in green with a purple question mark up top, and a very nicely designed torso with that purple scarf and everything, but overall this one is one of my less favorite Riddlers. I just feel like there's a little too much going on with this one between the zippers at all the different angles and stuff. Doesn't mean it's a bad figure, it's just not my favorite. One of my absolute favorites, though, is the Riddler from the 1966 classic TV Batman Batcave. I think that this one just encapsulates that version of the figure so well. It was the first Riddler ever to have back-of-head printing, which is nice, with an alternate face expression there, and overall I think this just represents what we saw in the classic Adam West show so well. The very unique shade of purple used here, too, is very cool. It's not a color you see on very many minifigures in general, let alone the only time it was ever used on the Riddler. So this is one of the more rare ones just because he came in a very expensive set that admittedly didn't really sell well, so there's just not a ton of them out there. It's not super valuable, but it is on the rare side, which makes it kind of unique. Here we have the LEGO Batman movie version of the Riddler, a really strong contender, and probably the most detailed Riddler we ever got. I really like that he has arm printing. It's the only Riddler ever to have arm printing, and of course that question mark piece that was used here for his cane was absolutely incredible. The hat actually has a hair piece connected to it underneath, and we do get an alternate expression here, which is nice. Again, one of the few Riddlers to have an alternate expression, and overall I think that this really works out great. He actually has a little bit of hip printing there too, where you can see the details of his coat are printed a little further down. And overall, I think this is a really strong inclusion and certainly a contender for the best given how much detail it has. The LEGO Batman movie also offered us a very slight variation, giving us the Riddler in the Arkham Asylum set from that movie. It uses the same hat-hair combo as well as the same head, but this time with a torso and legs reflective of his orange Arkham jumpsuit, and the arms here, or I should say the hands, are dark green, indicating of course that this is the Riddler, and it works out really nice. It's just a very slight variation, but if you're trying to collect every Riddler, you certainly need this one too. It'd be another 2 years before we saw the Riddler after that, this time being, just a more comic-based, accurate version. I don't think it's based off of any very specific version of the Riddler. In fact, very few of them are unless it's from a movie or TV show. In general, they're really just drawing from all kinds of different, comic inspirations and things like that. This time he's got more of a lime green detail here, of course getting a lime green bowler's hat with a purple question mark, and a nice purple tie with a gold cane to round the entire look out. Here we have the Riddler from The Batman. This came out with the movie sets in 2021, and this one's definitely interesting, mostly because of the hairpiece up top. Of course, in the movie, when he's wearing the mask, you actually can't see his hair, so the more accurate way would be to display him like this. Now he's like 100% movie accurate. It's just really funny that technically the official way to display him is with the hairpiece, but that hairpiece covers up some great printing on the back of the head, and I really like the oversized jacket look of this. It's definitely very, very accurate to what we see in the movie, and a real standout here, and honestly, probably the most unique version of the Riddler, just because all the other ones are so comic booky and cartoon feeling, whereas this one really feels realistic and, again, straight out of the Batman movie. And 4 years after that, we've now gotten our most recent version of the Riddler as of this video, and this is the one from the Arkham Asylum modular set. I still can't believe that set exists. It's so good. Got lots of videos on the channel if you want to see how I upgraded it, expanded it, changed the minifigs around, and all that good stuff. But overall, this is a really strong minifig too. No leg printing, unfortunately, but a really, really detailed torso print with the three-piece suit. Got that little question mark pin, and of course, a new shade of green for the Riddler is used here, one that hadn't been used previously. It's, I guess, pretty similar to this one, but the green and purple shade, I guess, is more so the combo that makes this one unique. Regardless, it's a really, really great minifig. I like this one a lot, and a very strong comeback for the Riddler after, you know, going through all kinds of different changes over the years and lots of gaps between availability. So with that said, we'll round out the video and call it a day. Alright guys, let me know how many of these you have in your collection personally. This was a really fun video to put together, and I'd love to do more, so let me know what characters you want to see videos like this made for next, and I'll see you guys on the next video.